The friendly fire perk is changing with update 25. More weapons can now heal ally targets, but how does it work exactly? Let me show you everything. Hello everyone! Welcome back to another Fallout 76 video. In this overview, I will conduct a series of tests to understand in which ways Bethesda is changing the charisma perk Friendly Fire, which by description allows you to hit teammates with flame weapons to heal them, excluding Molotovs. But is this description accurate at all? Not really, as you are about to find out. Moreover, Bethesda has stealthy changed this perk on the public test server, which made things a bit difficult for me, and I want to leave a special thanks to the data miner Garust for helping me out. Anyway, and first of all, let me make things clear and show you how the perk works with update 24 to make things easier for everyone to understand the new changes coming with update 25. With that being said, let's get into it. Okay, so as I already mentioned, Bethesda is reworking the Friendly Fire perk, but before update 25, this is what was live. This perk basically only worked for two particular fire weapons, the shish kebab with the fire mod and the flamethrower with any mod. If you are not familiar with the topic, I recommend you to watch this entire point. Now, both weapons could and still can be used to heal teammates. Curious fact though, bashing with the flamethrower also heals players. Anyway, if you try to heal players with any other weapon which has been modded with fire damage, of course, it simply does not work. I did a few tests with the burning sheep squatch staff, the fire warglaive, even with the pyro chimera pistol and a flaming arrow bow, and nope, nothing works apart from the first two weapons I tested, the shish kebab and the flaming thrower. And there is an explanation for all this. It's because only these two weapons had the flame heal keyword in the game files. All the others did not until update 25. I hope that makes sense. Well, so far so good, but what about friendly NPCs? Well, the rules change a little bit here. I tested on these Brahmins at a riding shotgun event, and as shown, only the shish kebab is able to heal them with this perk on. I tried all sorts of fire weapons, melee and ranged, but without much results. On the other hand, the flamethrower can heal players, but it doesn't do anything to friendly NPCs, no matter how many times I hit them. Unless I use bash hits, then it works like magic. The flames don't work, but the bash hits do. The wonders of Fallout 76. So there you go, the rules are very simple until update 24. Only two fire weapons worked on players and only one fully worked on friendly NPCs. Now let me show you what's changing with update 25. The first big change is with melee weapons. Besides the shish kebab, there are now several other melee weapons which can heal using the Friendly Fire perk. Basically, anything with fire damage can trigger this effect after update 25, which is only logical. I mean, why was the Fireblade so special before when there are dozens more melee weapons with fire damage, huh? It never made sense to me, and I think only now Bethesda is finally realizing that. This change is visible in the game files, where the fire mods are now a parent category to enable healing with friendly fire. As a result, all sorts of melee weapons can now heal both teammates and friendly NPCs, as long as the weapon has a fire, pyro, or flaming mod. You are able to heal all sorts of friendly targets. I tested using different weapons just to showcase this change, such as the burning sheep squatch staff. By the way, this weapon got a change from energy, now it's fire damage. The flaming warglaive also does the same effect, and even the flaming chainsaw heals players and NPCs. All of them show the same result. They can now heal both things at once, which is a steady and consistent change in my opinion. No more special treatment for the shish kebab, which still works as to be expected, but now it's no longer the only one working. Embrace the flame diversity. Since we are already on the melee topic, there is another major change related to melee. Besides fire or flaming mods, there is one more type of mod which can enable healing with friendly fire, which is heating coils. Yep, before update 25, the heating coil damage was set to fire damage already, at least for the super sledge, but it didn't count towards the perk effect. After update 25 though, it does. You can heal any friendly target using heating coil mods, as shown in the footage. I know there are only two weapons with this mod, the unarmed power fist and the super sledge, but hey, it's two more weapons that work with friendly fire, so I had to add it here to the list of changes. Okay, another huge change is related to ranged weapons. Before update 25, only the flamethrower could heal friendly targets, but only players directly with the flames. That rule remains intact, however now every single ranged weapon with fire damage can heal teammates, including the Chimera pistol with the pyro mod. Too bad there's hardly any ranged weapons with fire damage. The bow and the compound bow with fire arrows work as well, but I will explore that in the next point. For now, do let me tell you that fire ranged weapons can heal players directly, but only when you are both in a team. So hitting teammates work with direct bullets or arrows. However, bashing outside of a team can still heal them, which is quite strange, but still follows the same logic. Nevertheless, even if you're using pacifist mode, outside of teams, other players cannot be affected by friendly fire with direct hits. Unless it's bash hits, that's the rule. When it comes to friendly NPCs, only bash hits can trigger the perk. Hitting them directly with fire range weapons will not trigger any healing at all, sadly. I know it's a bit confusing, it took me a while to figure everything out, but that's how it works, and I'm just trying to explain everything properly to you. Now, let's move to bows and compound bows. They can be modded to use flaming arrows, which trigger a really nice effect, by the way, and it also works with friendly fire after update 25. But the thing is, if you don't use VATS aim, it's extremely difficult to hit your targets with a bow. The arrows seem to go everywhere, less where you are aiming at. Now, when it comes to friendly targets, it's even worse, because you cannot use VATS to assist you, and the arrows normally go through your friendly targets unless you are literally face-checking them. So, in the end, all of this might make you think flaming arrows cannot heal anything, but that's not the case. They work just the same as any other fire-ranged weapon. They can heal teammates, both with direct hits or bashing. And when it comes to NPCs, well, it's the same as the previous point. Direct hits with the arrows don't work, but bashing with the flaming bow will heal the NPCs. It's the same exact logic. The next change is about bash hits, which you probably noticed at this point. Until update 24, only bash hits with the flamethrower could heal friendly targets. But now, that's changing. Any ranged weapon with a fire mod can now trigger the same effect. In fact, as I showed before, you don't even have to be part of a team to heal other players with bash hits. That's probably why it works so well on friendly NPCs too. This is definitely a strange rule, and I can't explain why is it like this exactly. It makes absolutely no sense, so maybe there's hope it will change in the future. I mean, just think with me, your fire arrows can't heal, but your flaming bow bash can, when the perk is about healing with flames. Yeah, so much about that. Anyway, to be honest with you, bash hits is the easiest way to heal friendly NPCs with this perk right now, because you can also do range damage at the same time without changing weapons every few seconds. Plus, you are not dependent on melee to heal anymore. So if you wish to deal range damage and be able to heal NPCs at, let's say, Fasnacht Day, riding shotgun, or even at Radiation Rumble, you can just bash hit them with a ranged fire weapon, and that's it. Easy, fast, straightforward, and clever. Moving forward, Molotovs is another mystery and change coming with update 25. Until then, Molotovs never worked with friendly fire. I mean, it's even on the perk description as an exception. Data miners also confirmed they are not supposed to work, but the results are inconsistent. First of all, I tested a lot and I never saw it healing a player. I tested on both 24 and 25 patches. I also tried outside of a team, inside of a private and then a public team, and nothing. Absolutely no healing to players. But when it comes to friendly NPCs, that's a whole new story. It actually works on them and it's amazing. It's like area of effect healing, which means you can heal all the targets at once with just one hit, one item. I've been using Molotovs to heal robots at Fashna on the public test server and it works like wonders. But this is not necessarily new, it's just something most people don't know because, as the perk says, Molotovs should be an exception, except they are not. They are in fact the best healing tool to use with friendly fire to heal NPCs, at least for now. I'm guessing this will get fixed at some point since it's not intended, but until that happens, well, make sure to take advantage of the Molotov healing power. Alright, now you may be wondering, what about fire floater grenades, which also have fire damage, and even the new Hellstorm missile launcher, which has a fire mod as well. These two relatively new items do not work with friendly fire, at least not yet. Why not, you may ask? Well, according to the data miner community, these items do not have the necessary keyword to trigger with friendly fire. These items are missing the flame heal keyword and as such they do not trigger no matter what you do. But that could easily change. Anyway, with update 25, don't waste time testing those because no matter how much you try, they won't heal anything. At least with the current public test server build, which is what should carry on to the live servers very soon. Lastly, do let me break it to you, or not, the friendly fire rules are not always 100%. There are bugs, sometimes things just don't work, sometimes you need to re-equip your perk to make the healing effect trigger again. Sometimes your hits don't register due to server delay or just because it misses for whatever reason. Let's not even go over all the nonsense with friendly targets and direct ranged hits. Overall, the perk and the changes lack consistency and things can be quite confusing. Actually, very confusing. So if you end up getting different results than me, don't be surprised. It's a buggy system. And there are things working which shouldn't, and things that should work which do not. Overall, always hope for the best, but be ready for the worst. Final thoughts on this perk and all the changes. Well, first of all, I concluded that there are 4 main rules. The first one is about melee. It allows every melee weapon with fire damage to heal players and friendly NPCs. Some weapons even got their energy damage transformed into fire damage, such as the Sheep Squatch fire mod. The second rule is about ranged weapons with a fire mod. They can now heal teammates with direct hits. However, it never works on friendly NPCs. On the other hand, fire ranged weapon bash hits can heal both players inside and outside of teams, as well as friendly NPCs. It's magic! Lastly, Molotovs do not heal players at all, but they do heal friendly NPCs. When they're supposed to be out of the equation. More magic. It's a magical world. Anyway, these changes are adding more diversity to the friendly fire perk in general. You now have more options to choose from if you wish to heal players with fire. But for NPC healing, you are still fairly restricted, basically bound to melee fire weapons or to the bugged Molotovs. You can also go for bash hits with fire ranged, but yeah, I know, it's weird, but it still works. Well, that's it for this overview. It took me a couple of days to get everything tested properly, but I'm happy with my findings and results. I hope you could learn something new today. I am Marta Branco. Don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed what you just saw, and feel free to subscribe if you haven't yet. Thank you so much for watching, and a special thanks to all my supporters. You guys rock. Don't forget you can always support me even further. The links are always below the video. That's it for now. I will see you all very soon in the next one. Until then, take care Adeus, bye bye!